Hi everyone, it's Zach Basel, and today I will be sharing with you my leadership spotlight. I will be talking about John Mackey, the Whole Foods Market CEO. First, I will talk about who is John Mackey. Then I will talk about why I chose John Mackey. I will talk about some of his leadership characteristics, as well as an ethical issue that he has faced and how he has solved it. After that, I will talk about some challenges that are now facing John Mackey and Whole Foods. Finally, I will share with you my takeaway. All right, so who is John Mackey? Well, John Mackey is the co-founder and CEO of Whole Foods Market. In college, John Mackey studied religion and philosophy. He's also the author of Conscious Capitalism. Conscious Capitalism is the belief that capitalism doesn't have to be just about maximizing profit. In fact, capitalism can be about actually caring about what every action it is that you take, whatever the action is that you take in your business, thinking about what kind of impact does that have on everybody that is a stakeholder to your business. And then how can you leave the world a better place when you move on? All right, so why John Mackey? First, John Mackey is an ethical leader. He cares about what his business is doing to the world around him. He doesn't just care about maximizing his profits, because John Mackey is a conscious capitalist. See, John Mackey, he thinks about every decision that he takes. What kind of impact is that going to have on the environment? What kind of impact is that going to have on his employees? What kind of impact is that going to have on his customers? And yes, he still needs to care about the shareholders, but he tries to devote equal attention to each one of these groups because he wants to leave the society a better place when he finishes. Stakeholder interdependence. This is a big topic that was actually brought up in chapter 1.2 of the business ethics books that we have been reading on ethics and profitability. John Mackey is a believer in that, as I just mentioned with conscious capitalists, that you're thinking about every person who's involved in your business. And you're also thinking about the environment and society at large as well. And you're trying to devote attention to all of that. And you're trying to, again, leave your mark on the world for the better and not just worry about yourself and maximizing your profits. So just like we also read about in Resident Leadership with what it takes to be a great leader, you have to be responsible, you have to be ethical, you have to be listening to your employees, you have to be willing to give up short-term gain for the betterment of society and long-term success. These are all things that John Mackey is about. And, this is definitely why I chose John Mackey. So how about an ethical dilemma? Okay, so we know some characteristics about John Mackey, the kind of guy he is, the kind of leader he is, but what has he actually done? What's a dilemma that he has faced, an issue that he has faced that has been difficult? Well, if you're going to be devoting equal attention to everybody, you're not just going to be paying attention to your shareholders and maximizing profit, you're going to have to be willing to sacrifice short-term gain. And that's exactly what he was willing to do. So what he has done for several different stakeholders as a part of Whole Foods, number one, for his customers, he has decided that he's going to source produce from farms that are more environmentally friendly, that have higher standards. He's going to be sourcing produce that is of higher quality as well, higher quality ingredients for anybody that's shopping at Whole Foods. Of course, this has caused the prices at Whole Foods to be more expensive than most other shopping stores that we're aware of today, such as Amazon or Walmart. I mean, the ingredients there are probably not as good as what they are at Whole Foods, but they're cheaper. So he's had to battle with this to make sure that he can do this and still break even, still make a profit for his shareholders that are giving him money to fund his business. So this has been a really difficult dilemma that he's had to face. But not just that, he hasn't just done this for, done better things for his customers. He has also increased the standards for his employees. And how he has done that is Whole Foods, back in 2012, the average pay for a team member at Whole Foods was already $15 an hour. That's much higher than what it was at Walmart, for instance, right? And not just that, he gives a 20% discount on store purchases for all of his employees. Any employee can come in and buy all of their groceries at Whole Foods Market and get a 20% discount. I think that is huge, given that margin rates for grocery store, it's so razor thin, right? So to be able to give a 20% discount to your employees is just an incredible move that really shows that he cares. Not just that, he also gave medical care, medical benefits and care to part-time employees. I mean, that's big. That's really big, right? And he's been doing that now for years, right, at Whole Foods. So those are all things he's decided to do. He's sacrificed, again, short-term gain for long-term success and the betterment of society. All right, some challenges. I would be amiss if I did not mention some of these. One of the challenges facing John Mackey, animal welfare challenges. It's much more expensive to source free-range meat than it is from factory farming. It's very, very difficult for them to do this. So this has been a criticism of Whole Foods, and it's a challenge that's going to continue to face them. Publicly states political opinions. He's very open about his political beliefs, which is not always the best thing to have a spotlight shown in your business, because we're so divided today in America. You kind of want to just stay away from politics so that you can continue to get business from both sides, right? But he's very open about that, so that's not going to help. And then lastly, this is the big one. Amazon buys Whole Foods Market. Amazon very much cares about the shareholder opinion, so they've already cut prices at Whole Foods because they're now sourcing products from cheaper sources. They're also cutting part-time employees' medical benefits as well to save money. So lastly, my takeaway, we're running up on 7 minutes now. My takeaway is that capitalism can be ethical. If you follow what we have learned about in our 2 textbooks in our class, and you become a conscious capitalist like John Mackey wrote about, capitalism can be ethical. All right, thank you guys very much. And I hope that all of you guys have a great Thanksgiving.